Oh, okay. Yeah, they got a rabbit too.
Hey people, I just jumped on here. We're going to plan a a drive for the homeless in Edmonton this Saturday, and we're going to see about having a vehicle parked off of the de facto government property, because apparently now it's something to do with some kind of insurance. So thinking outside the box, we can still sit on a public road and do the donations that way. So I'm just waiting for somebody to get back to me. Hi Sherry, how you doing? Hey bud girl, how you doing? So apparently the law now in Edmonton, sanctuary city of course, is you can't donate things on the property without having insurance. That doesn't make sense to me. So we're trying to do a plan outside the box there and see if we can have a vehicle parked on the road before their property. And let's see if we can fill up a vehicle Saturday. Hey bud, the foot is doing a lot better. See?
Yeah.
It's almost back to normal. There's still some swelling in it, but that's to be expected, right? Every time I stand up on it for a couple of minutes, the swelling will come back, but that's something I gotta live with. So I was supposed to come on yesterday evening, but I was too busy with an information package. Have you guys researched the House of Rome, the Club of Rome? That's where this all started from, for this globalization and controlling of one world government. Club of Rome. No, bud, I don't need to go to the doctor. We've discussed that at many lengths. It's my decision now if I want to get the bottom of the leg cut off or if I want to keep it. If I go ahead and get the bottom leg cut off, then I have to get one of those fake legs, and that could take a long time. And that's not going to help with the back and the hip issue. So, might as well keep the leg on, and that way it's controlling my pain, right? So, and then I don't get the phantom pain. That's what they're afraid of, is I'll get the phantom pain. So I'll just keep it there and hobble along. At least then I'll be able to walk. Might be slow, but I'll be able to do it. Hi, Larry. Hi, Drew. So, I woke up this morning and it said to research the House Club of Rome. And it's all there. Everything is in that Club of Rome, right where they began, right down who's involved, through the bloodlines, down through everything. These people can be stopped. The Yellow Vest movement is global. I'm going to talk to some of the people in different countries later tonight, because I got to watch their timeline, right? So probably 10, 11 o'clock tonight, I'll be online with them, talking to them, giving them the information that right from the beginning, right on down, to stop it. We just got to make sure that the Liberals and NDP never, ever, ever, ever get back into power again. We got to watch the names and bloodlines that's going to try to infiltrate the Conservatives. Hopefully, before anything goes on, we can have our Constitution enactment done. So then we won't need a political party anymore. And who's ever the leader of the proper channels, they will be held responsible for their actions. And I believe that's the only way we can do it to make sure that this never happens again, especially in Canada. Anybody want to come on? Jump on, baby. Go live. I don't have my headphones, so might be a little feedback. So I'm going to see about guest speakers tonight. And if I can get some lined up, I shall be on around 7, my natural time. And see where we can go with it. Yes, Bud Girl, but you know what? You gotta vote for the right people, right? Like, do your investigation. Like, NDP and Liberals gotta go. They're both radical. They both want to take over the world. They both want to see everybody in the same place, and that's starving and losing everything. Is that what you want for your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren? I don't. Do you know the destruction, what's going on in the world right now, not just in Canada? I mean, we've got so much proof on what's going on in the world that it's scary if you really look into it. But it can be stopped. Hi, Jim Bob. How you doing in Ottawa? So yeah, so we're making a plan to do a drive for the homeless this Saturday. And we have to do something of thinking outside of the box. And I think we might have it accomplished. And we just don't listen to the de facto government. We know what we can do and we know how to do it. We just have to have a little bit of organization and we'll be fine.
Oh, really? Like, I really gotta get in there. We're not holding on much longer.
Hey Patricia, miss your girlfriend. Hey Pam, how are you doing? Yeah, the education is key. We have to start boycotting, or not boycotting, but going to the the education offices and do it and rallying them and make our voices heard and say, listen, this is Canada. We don't need our kids educated that way. We want our kids educated. And this is subjects you guys want to educate our kids on. They don't need to have gender fluid in the education. They don't need to have all that crap in their education. What they need is back to the basics of true math, true English, back to writing, not just on our devices, but back to the old style of writing, printing and writing, back to the basics of math and teach the basics to go be instilled, because a lot of them are being skipped on the basics so the kids get confused. We really, got to sit down and discuss what part of history should be instilled for the kids, because history is most important because we don't want it repeated, right? They have to talk about the globalism. They have to talk about the nationalism. They have to talk about the communism. The other one is, I strongly believe that if the education, if you can get into journeyship and that, you really don't need a grade 12 or a diploma out of university or college that's going to rack up thousands of dollars when you can become a journey or apprentice, or, you know, you could even go and be a nurse's aide after you have grade 10, because that's all the math and science and that you need, and you're learning hands-on then, right? So that way it's not being a capitalism country, it's not being a globalism country, it's back to the country of the people. I don't think any money should be sent out of Canada, no more, until we can get Canada back and running like a true democracy country. And it's not the point of, say, you know, Yemen, their children are starving there. Well, you know what? The people of Yemen's going to have to stand up and say, hey, you know what? We don't want wars no more. We don't want terrorists anymore. Saudi Arabia, get the hell out of Yemen. They're the ones in there bombing Yemen. There's a lot of kids starving there. They have to protect the people. Canada and the rest of the countries, for Western countries, for years have been sending over billions of dollars. And it's to fund terrorists. It's not to fund the people that need the money. They're just lining the pockets of the terrorists and the globalism, and this is why Canada is in the way it is today. Now that we're uniting the people, and once we can get everybody on board, I think we should be able to do a true democracy and get our constitution in, get our de jure government in, and make it the law of the land. For the people, by the people. Yeah, bud girl, I taught my granddaughter how to tell time on the old-fashioned clock there. And it took quite a while for her to catch on to that, because it's all digital now, right? The time might come back where, you know, you're only limited to internet 4 hours a day, just to get rid of the electronic devices that's causing people a lot of harm, until we can get the frequency down, because that G5 is another way of destroying the people. So how much microwave frequency do you want to go through your home? You know, those smartphones, the smart meters and all that. All it takes is a button and they can explode. So got to get rid of all the smart stuff out there and go back to the original, right? Even if you had to go out and read your own meter and call it in, at least nobody will have control of what goes on in your house anymore. So yeah, guys, go on to the Club of Rome Climate Emergency Plan. It's right here. Can you guys see that? The Club of Rome Emergency Plan. And that's where it all started. So And we even got the New World Order organization chart right there. It's all in there.
See, right there, you can see the difference in education between her and Sandi.
And guess who's right up on top?
Wants to know is called.
The Illuminati royal bloodlines. Rothschild. Who would have ever guessed the Rothschilds were right on top? Then Astors, the Bundys, the Collins, Dubois, Freeman, Kennedy,
Well, they should.
Lee,
It's for the old days.
Onassi, Rockefeller, Disney, Russell, Van Doren, Merle, Vagan, and Reynolds. It's all there. You'll have all the bloodlines, who's related to who, you know. They even say there, go ahead and kiss your cousin. Well, never mind, you can marry your cousin. Hi, Sharon. So that's where she started from, the Club of Rome. I'm doing good, Norman. How are you doing? So I'm just waiting back from Edmonton to see if we can, if we got the plan of donating to the homeless, because that de facto government doesn't want us to do that. But we'll find a way around it and show them that, you know, we the people matter, right? All people matter, and we're going to help out the homeless in Edmonton. Well, Norman, Thunder Bay's always been Canada's capital of crime. And they have more to do with the history than what people think there is. I mean, they got a shipping dock there, right? So if you've got a port in a city, a lot of crime's going to be there. The police are corrupt. The mayor is corrupt. They're all prejudiced against each other. I believe they have up to 12 different gangs there. For the size of Thunder Bay, they even have their own police helicopter. Imagine that. Like, Norman, like, did you realize for years and years and years, when the First Nations were first crying in that area that their people were disappearing, they don't know where they went, and they can't find them, that the port of Thunder Bay is well known for taking the First Nations people and shipping them down to the States as sex slaves? Like, you know, like, I've known this for years, but what can one person do, right? Now that we're uniting the people of Canada, we can put a stop to this. I mean, it's been going on for years. Yeah, I'm sure they are using drones now because of all the criminal gangs that's in there. I mean, how many biker gangs come out of there? How much, you know, there's so much crime in there. Like when I was in Thunder Bay on the United We Roll, and I was telling them, you know, the people there, that what I know, I'm not from Thunder Bay, but I used to go and party there. I mean, I was raised in Wabigoon. It's only 2.5 hours down the road, right? And they got a high criminal, like they've got gambling, they've got everything underneath, you know. They have almost like an underground system going on in Thunder Bay. We just have to find the little underground city, right? Get them out of there. And you notice I never said that word racist, because there is no racist. There's prejudice, but there's not racist. So if we get our lawful words back, which is meaningful, yes, Norman, that is so true. Most bikers do. raise more charitable stuff for the kids. They even have bikers go to court to protect the kids, so they know that they're free to talk in court.
They're called BACA.
You know, so
Bikers Against Child Abuse.
yeah,
BACA.
back up. Bikers Against Child Abuse. I mean, not all biker gangs are hardened criminals. Like, people's got to understand that, right?
But we don't take no shit from anybody.
So it's...
We stand behind what we wear
Yeah.
proudly.
Hey, Corey, how you doing? And now, I think what we all gonna have to do is protest the shit out of all mayors that allowed their cities in Canada to go sanctuary, and lift that. We have to get them to lift the sanctuary off the city, because why is Canada protecting criminals? Why is Canada protecting illegal invaders? Like, why are we protecting them? You know, we yes, we believe in immigration done properly, come lawfully, and come to assimilate. If you can't do that, then you know what? Stay in the country you came from. That's it. It's easy as that. But the invasion they're doing, like in a couple of my videos on the United We Roll, you could see 2030 is right there. Norman, it's not the young people, it's the government that's bringing in the drugs. Sorry. Once everybody realizes that it's the government that's bringing in the drugs, and assistant, you know, because the dealers could have been cut off a long time ago, but no, when you do the final research in it, it is by the people that's supposed to be protecting the people, but it's not. It is not. It is proven that the government is involved in bringing in the drugs. The de facto government. They're allowing that. They have their drug cartel all lined up. They have their shipments all lined up. They got their money laundered all lined up. It's big.
A lot of it comes in caskets on our dead soldiers.
Yeah.
Like, so, yes, Ford, actually the Ford company is on that company that's in there. Like, that's been going on for years, believe it or not. The Ford company is involved in that. So, it's not just Mexico, it's the, Mexico is actually used as a middle man, because most of the cocaine in that is coming from Colombia and that. Mexico has gotten a good recipe, but they still got to get the ingredients from a different country, right?
The methamphetamine comes from Mexico.
So,
They got major meth labs in Mexico.
you could probably get the meth from Mexico, but I think the cocaine in that is all coming through Colombia and Venezuela. Like, what does Cuba supply?
Okay.
Yeah.
See? Cuba's got the cocaine too. And have you noticed they're all third world countries? So where's all that money going to? Corruption. Yeah, bud. You got the Franchise College down there. What else do you have down in London area? You know Windsor's gone sanctuary now, right? Windsor, Ontario is now a sanctuary city as of the last couple of weeks. Like those bike lanes, you guys, that's United Nations. That's so you guys got to park your vehicles and use your bicycles. It's not out for the best interest of you people. That's another way of taking another right of way because they want all vehicles run by gas and diesel off the roads. Yes, Edmonton is sanctuary, and that happened overnight. They went in and it was a vote and bang. It was sanctuary. So Edmonton has to be rallied at the city hall because it's the city that accepts sanctuary or not. And you gotta find out who voted for it and call them out on it. Call them out on it. I would love to go to Edmonton for 3 days just to call those out on it because it just passed by 1 or 2 votes. It wasn't by many. So find out who voted on it and just walk around that building all day. Do you know so-and-so wants to see Canada destroyed? Do you know so-and-so wants globalization? Do you know, make them change your mind or get the hell out of Canada. And I'm sorry, electric cars will not work in Canada. Look how cold it is. The batteries will start and then they'll die if they start at all. So here you go. Put those spikes on your bicycles and start riding to work. Yes, Corey. Sunshine. Google Sunshine. The resort there. Man, just Google Sunshine at the resort and see what the United Nations offer them. It's a crying shame. The stipulations they got on that resort to stay open is crime. They don't want anybody living in rural. They want them all into the city so they can just round us all up and we all just get killed off. Bang. It doesn't take much to redo a city. But am I not right, Norman? The batteries and the solar. Yes, I love horses too, bud. Well, the reason why it keeps cutting out is because the truth is spoken. They don't want the truth to be spoken, right? Yeah, exactly, Norman. You need the sun and you need warm batteries. Anything man-made for the resources is only a destruction to the country. Because once they realize these solar panels ain't working properly, where are you going to dispose of them? You can't. You can't dispose the solar panels. Those, hi Mindy, those wind turbines, they still need oil. When they leak oil, it's a hydraulic oil, which is the worst thing for the environment. Okay, that's number one against those wind turbines. Number 2 is they kill off wildlife. Birds by the dozen. In the winter, they get so cold, they freeze up. And then they catch fire. Do you really want a grass fire in the summer and then turns into a forest fire? And then They realize, oh shit, we just spent how many billions of dollars for this to find out that it's not work and it's no good for the environment? No, Corey, they have not seen the mining that goes into the batteries. And they use child slaves for that stuff that goes into the batteries. So what are you doing? You're putting little kids to work for nothing, put their lives in danger to go and mine the stuff for the batteries. So, no, thank you. Now try and get rid of those windmills and try and get rid of those solar panels. They're man-made. It's a destruction. That's it. They don't give off enough energy to do anything.
Yeah, his windmill blew up.
You know, so our natural resources are the best, safest, environmentally friendliest way of going. And that's what we have to educate people on when it comes to our resources. Do I agree that the First Nations ain't talked to agree upon the location of pipelines? We should be able to work with them on that, you know? Instead of going upriver from them, go downriver from them. Make it sure, you know, that their mind is clear that we want to work with them. Don't just grab their land and say, oh yeah, well, we're just going to put it here, when no. You know, you can have slow graded elbows going through those pipelines where it's not going to be affected. But did you also know the existing pipeline in Canada that sends our oil to the States out here has been in there for approximately 54 years without the incidences? The only incidence there is when they do a shutdown so they can change the pipe, a section of pipe. And then once you break the bolt to take that section of pipe out, yes, there is some contamination on the ground, but they dig it all out, 4 feet, they test the soil, and if it's still contaminated, they'll dig it down until there's no contamination in the soil. And then they replace it with even better, healthier soil. Then they take the old soil, the contaminated soil, and they'll burn it to take the oil and that out, and then they'll keep mixing it. Sometimes it takes up to 10 to 12 years to be able to reuse that soil to get the proper pH and everything in it. Yeah, Les, there is a blowout there, but did they do the proper investigations why the natural gas pipe blew? I mean, was it under too much pressure? Was it under pressure? Yes, Bud Girl, exactly. When they get paid only $10,000 a year for each wind turbine on their land, they don't understand it's causing them illness, their neighbors illness, plus killing the wildlife, and it's gonna eventually do something to the land. Like I said, if it has a hydraulic leak, that's worse than the oil coming out of the ground. Like that the hydraulic oil is the worst thing for the environment when it goes into the ground. So does anybody want to come on? Right, come on. I'm like talking to a camera here.
I keep freezing.
my stance on GMO should be kicked out, gone, kaput, closed down right now. Because all those GMOs are killing the crops, killing the environment. It's not only destroying the foliage on the ground, it also goes into the water and it poisons the water. Les, I'm not 100% sure on fracking. I haven't researched the whole fracking bit of it. Yeah, we are very, very high hydro in Ontario. Do you realize that one time Ontario Hydro was making so much money that they were giving the hydro away to the states? I'm sure they're still giving the hydro away, but they're charging the people. There's so much hydro given away. And the Canadian people's got to pay for it. But Mindy, isn't your city water or town water, whatever you want to call it? I would be taking samples of your water, to let it run for 3 minutes, take your sample, and send it away. Don't tell them where you got it from. Just send it away. It's a free water sample. And you have to, I believe, do 3 different tests on that. And that way you'll get a true reading on your water. And then you could take it to the Ottawa City, I guess, or the health department. And you can report the contaminations. But I think you have to do 3 samples, Mindy, from the same water source from your tap, right? And send them in so they have something to compare to. And try and do that every 3 months. But you can't have your water tested outside of the government zone. A lot of places, you know what? A lot of places that sell swimming pool products have their own water sampler, believe it or not. Go find one of those because they're outside, away from the de facto government. And get your water, ask if they read for drinking water, the parameters for drinking water. And if they do, take it there. And that way you have an outside. Right? You're not, because I think every time you use the de facto government stuff, that's always going to come back as a true reading, right?
Towers?
What's towers? What towers are you talking about?
Windmill towers.
What?
Windmill towers.
We don't have them around here. We got the windmills in southern part, throughout Saskatchewan, some in southern part of Alberta. Apparently, there's a company that just made a deal with the First Nations to put some more up in Alberta someplace. But I wish they would have did more thorough investigation before they signed that contract. Yeah, exactly, bud. See how it gets into your water? Somebody uses chemicals, it rains, and then the chemical gets into your drinking water. We got to get rid of those bad chemicals. You know, they have home solutions to kill those weeds that they don't need to use chemicals. So, but if I find some people that goes in the rallies in London, you want me to give them your name? They can, so you can hook up with them? Because I'm sure there's a yellow vest in London. There's people in London that's trying to connect with other people, right? Well, I guess, truth be known, they know that truth and facts are on my page, so Facebook, the creep there is trying not to get the message out, right? Like, all we're doing is sitting around talking about things. It's not like we're causing anybody harm, are we? We're just sitting here talking about everyday stuff.
My internet is, because we're all home downstairs using it as well. So my internet is lagging. Oh, that's good. They just opened a new page for dairy Ontario.
It's not the oil patch in Alberta anymore, it's the yellow patch in Alberta now. The yellow patches are getting their country back.
Yeah.
Mm. Well, it's good that there's a page in Barrie. Okay, but I'll track some people down in London area for you, and that way you guys can connect. So this is what my new page information package looks like. And this is going to be handed out on Onion Lake, which is probably, a 20-minute drive north of here. So that's our yellow vest statement. The next page is the definition of the de jure and the de facto. The next ones are links to fact. It's about the Justice of Canada and Constitution and the different bills that they can look up there. And I want them all to do the myth is Canada. Then the next one is HARP. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 pages of HARP. And then it's my personal interest for joining the Yellow Vest. And today we are going to add 2 more. And that is the Club of Rome, because they have to see where it all started from and when it started and what stage we're in. Because if you go into that, you can see what stage the world is in. And it's not all countries. It's only 53 countries actually that they're trying to pull into globalization, because the other ones are already in the third world. So 53 countries they have to destroy, so everybody will be on an equal playing ground. We'll all be broke, we'll all be starving, we'll all be dying, while the elite sits there and laughs at us. So that's why we need to really unite the people and tell the elites, find a different home.
Take us a long walk up a short fucking pier.
No kidding. A long walk off a short pier. So what else should we discuss today? Did you see the JFK thing that Pat played today? No, I never. I've been too busy doing research and visiting and
Spreading the
trying to get my pages straightened out, which I don't think I ever will. And so, yeah, that JFK is interesting though. Like, you know,
He was an
they
outsider.
definitely put the blame on the wrong person, right?
That's why he was killed. He was an outsider.
Yeah, he didn't belong to the elite program. He was telling the world the truth, and he wanted it changed for true democracy. And they didn't want that, so off they went. That's all in the Club of Rome. That's all in there. Carbon tax, Denise, I believe, is not for the chemtrails.
No, we should put a carbon tax on it.
Yeah, that's what they should do.
What the carbon tax is to help destroy the countries. Help make the people get broker quicker. That's all it is. And to move people around faster. They have to pay to move people around. They have to pay to support these people. Okay, thanks, Corey. Yeah, exactly, Pam. So, like, it's written there right on the wall. You could, like, really see it now. They're not hiding nothing because they think it's so far into it. But we have to play the think outside the box game. They might be 3 steps ahead of us now, today, but they're 20 steps in front of us 4 months ago, right? So now we're only 3 steps behind them. Pretty soon we could be the 1 step ahead of them. If we keep uniting the people as quick as we are, because they all want the same. They want a true democracy for the people, by the people. They want to make sure that who's ever in politics that's supposed to be working for the people are doing their job. So maybe they'll all take one plane ride together into one of those countries and not come back.
Get shot out of the sky is what they'll do.
Yeah, get rid of a few of them and their families too. Like you look at Soros, he's what? He's old, but he groomed his son.
His daughter hates him anyway.
We got to get rid of the Soros family. We'll lock them up, put them in Gitmo. They can, they can all go to Gitmo as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, the convoy was a loud awakening because it wasn't just for one purpose, right? It was for all purposes, like everything. Some was for political, some was for resources, some were for the people. I think the people's voices were heard loud and clear. The first day it was shadowed by that stupid, corrupt news media. But the second day we were heard loud and proud, and it wasn't by the corrupt news media, it was because we have our own independent news media. Yes, only by Canadian if all possible. Shannon, Trump won't be able to do nothing. He can only push it so far, and then once he's at his limit, because he's not coming out to tell everybody the truth. Because he could, if he was true democracy for his people, you know, all those caravans that walked across the border down there, they would have been turned around. All those Democrats that's voting in for abortions right up to the second that the baby comes out of the womb, they would have been picked up and tried. You see the dark satanic part of the Democrats down there? If Trump was not a part of it, he would have them all arrested. Because those are all crime acts that they're instating down there.
He can only do so much too at once. His hands are so tied. But he does have indictments. He's got 165,000 indictments.
Those indictments mean nothing.
And Trudeau isn't one of them. And through maritime law, he can go after them.
Oh, I hope so.
Yep. But he can only do it slowly before they try to kill him.
Yes, Denise, it's all mind games. That's why I've always said, be true to yourself and the truth will be spoken, right? If you're true to yourself, you can see what's going on. If you're not true to yourself, then you know what? You're just lost in the shuffle. You need a direction. And you got to be able to see what's going on. And a lot of people don't because either they're too wrapped up in their job and family and everything else, and they're too busy to take the 10 minutes out to see what's going on, or they fell for all the brainwashing. Denise, we did stop in places throughout Ontario on the convoy. We did, I'm going to transfer all my videos, all my live feeds on the convoy over onto this page. Yeah, you definitely can feel things. You know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with the convoy this summer. All I know is that on July 20th, I'll be in Ottawa. But I can't be a part of any convoy because I don't get my granddaughter until the 16th of July. And I want to be on the hill for the 20th of July. And that's just to see... just to see how many people are going to stand on the hill and see if the fake news will pick up on it. You know, last year they were there. This year they want more numbers. Oh, that's okay, Denise. You'll catch up quick. So start saving and show off for the 20th of July on the hill. We got some really good speakers coming up. We should have, the numbers should be way up there. Hey, Dan, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah, Doug Force is going to talk on the 20th. That's awesome.
So, Dan, you want to explain what's going on the 20th of July? You want to come online? You're just the man to discuss this. Stupid cigarettes go out. And we got some pretty good speakers, don't we, Dan? And more to come. The speakers are so good. I don't even have to put my name down to speak that day. And it starts at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, right, Dan? To 7 o'clock at night? If I'm there the night before, if I'm there the night before, I think I'll just sleep on the ground. Okay. Are you using? Oh, yeah, yes. He's using. I don't have my earphone. Hey, Dan, can you hear me?
Yeah, hi, how are you?
Good.
I just got home, so forgive me. I'm not in C3 stuff that especially the members hate it when I do videos and I'm not in C3 gear.
Oh, well, it's just a grab and go video, right?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, this is awesome that you're hang on there, I'm gonna get some better light. This is awesome that you're doing a live on this event, and it's awesome that you're bringing First Nations finally to the Hill. We've been wanting this to happen, believe it or not. C3 and not just myself, all the members, we honestly believe that if anybody's got a beef with this government, it's First Nations. So we're really happy and inviting them to join us on what's probably going to be a historic and memorable event this year. I've had an awesome response. There's twice as many people confirmed already as what had confirmed last year. As far as speakers, we do have Doug Force. He's the guy making that movie, Canada the Myth. He's speaking.
Yeah.
We've got Jesse James. I don't know if some of you know Jesse James. He's going to be speaking.
I know personally.
Awesome. Well, Duke Willis is going to be speaking.
Duke Willis.
Myself. Barry Prince from the West Coast, BC. Everybody knows Barry. He's got a wonderful radio show going on there on Sundays. Barry's going to be flying out from BC. His reservations are made, and he's going to be speaking. And we've got lots of time. We've got the Hill from noon till 7 in the evening. And the reason we did that is because we're hoping that people after supper, the residents of Ottawa, we may spark curiosity, and maybe they're going to come out to the Hill and join us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, we just want to make sure, we want to try and get the corrupt media to pick up on what we're doing too, right? And see how they're going to twist the narrative.
Well, you know what? Last year, we got, the only thing they said the derogative is they called us a far right group. But they didn't say anything about racism. The reporting was pretty factual, actually. And same guy, I'm sure, is going to be joining us on the Hill. He's writes for the Sun, the Ottawa Sun. So whatever happens in the Ottawa Sun circulates to the Edmonton Sun and the Vancouver Sun and the Toronto Sun. So, last year we did not, and I fully admit it, we did not bring the numbers that we were hoping to bring on the Hill. But it was over 100 degrees that weekend. Yeah. That's the weekend that it was 38 and 39 Celsius. People were coming and going. Nobody came to stay, People came and said, Dan, I've been here 20 minutes. I got to go. I can't take the heat. So we probably had a really good crowd. Why can't they bring umbrellas? Well, you know what? That gives you limited protection. I got to admit, if it was 28 degrees, 29 degrees, but it was 39 degrees. It's 100. You just can't get it. Air conditioning and cold drinks is about the only thing to bring relief. We did have some cold water on the Hill, but it was mostly for the speakers and the immediate members. We couldn't have supplied the entire crowd. So I'm hoping that this summer is another beautiful day. but hoping that, you know, maybe we keep it to the 28 and 29 degree, hopefully, temperatures, because that will
Well, you
encourage
know,
more.
we were all born naked. You guys could have all just stripped down and did
Yeah.
your God-given rights, right?
We'd have gotten such a bad sunburn. I'm telling you, the back of my neck was burnt. Any skin exposed more than 20 minutes, you were getting burnt. It was
Yeah.
terrible. It was, you know, I mean, I love summer, and I'm a sun worshiper. I love the sun, but that was just too much, and it was detrimental to the rally. Many told us, you know, the
Yeah.
elderly, they can't take the sun, and a lot of
No,
our
they can't.
support
Like, I
are
can't even
older
take it
people.
anymore.
Yeah, me neither. I'll tell you, I didn't feel good for days after, and I was drinking water like it was going out of style. You know, everybody that the little guy, I don't know if you guys are familiar with little Johnny Canuck. He's that awesome kid that his videos go viral, and his speech on the Hill went crazy. And I posted a picture of him a couple months back with a sign. That picture went viral. The kid's an awesome patriot. His dad is, you know, really coaching him in the right direction, and an awesome writer. Well, that poor kid fell and he's a kid. You know how
Oh,
resilient are
no.
kids? And
Yeah.
he fell from heat exhaustion.
Yeah.
He
I
did.
believe it.
Yeah, we had to, you know, bring him some water and the cold compresses. And
Yeah.
the poor kid got heat stroke. You know, it was obvious. So that's how hot it was. So that was the detriment. But our reach on social media and mainstream news was amazing. We did make an impact. We did share lots of awareness, and it was a really worthwhile event. But
Yeah.
another thing we did wrong is we put it over a 2 day period. And a 2 day period, I think we diluted both days. You know,
Yeah.
instead of everybody showing up one day, some said, well, I'm just going Sunday and I'm just going Saturday. So we
Right.
divided our own crowd. So
Yeah.
this year, more hours, but on the same day, you know. And
Yeah. And
and
then
then you
the
save money too if you're going to camp.
Yeah, I'm planning to be there, like I said, on the 20th because I don't get my granddaughter until the 16th. So I've got 3 full days of driving to get there.
I
Have a good
know.
night's sleep,
I know.
then be on the hill. So I won't be in the biker convoy that's going to cross.
They're joining us on the 20th, but they're actually there for a lot longer. They're there for a few days actually, and that's why they're staying over till the 20th as well. Like I think
Right.
they're actually there the 21st, 22nd. They're there for, I
No,
heard it's a
18th,
10-day thing for
18th,
them.
19th, and 20th.
Okay,
They're
is that what it is?
advertising for the 18th,
So,
19th, and 20th.
okay, all right. You know, all these plans, and it's normal, they change last minute. And it's
Yeah,
like us,
exactly.
you know, we haven't really announced where we're staying because the rally's on Saturday, but we're probably going to take a campsite on Friday night, you know, and then be well rested because it's a 7 hour drive for me. It's nothing like your drive, but it's 7 hours
Well,
nonetheless.
if I show up
Yeah.
there on Friday, I'm going to have to sleep on the hill in the grass. I'm sorry, but I can't afford a room.
You know what? That's why we're hoping to have accommodations announced by that time. We're hoping to have found a campsite. I don't know if you know a story, Derek Story.
Yeah.
He's got connections out there, and so does Rick Boswick, and they're looking to
Mm-hmm.
maybe get us, you know, a farmland. That'd be great. And then, you know, even if we throw the farmer 10, $20 a piece, it's profitable
Yeah,
for
at least
him
we
and
can
it's
have
cheap for us.
barbecues and that, stick together, right?
Yeah, exactly. It could be a good party. We did that the first year that I went to a rally in Ottawa. They had farmland, and all the Patriots
Mm-hmm.
got to party that evening. It was great. We had a really good time. Last year, we all
Yeah.
stayed at a park, actually a park that's not, was what, maybe 20 minutes from Parliament Hill. And it's a huge park. It's got room for hundreds and hundreds of people. And lots and lots and lots of tents. And that's another thing. People tried to sabotage our rally, some bad people, and they were saying that campsite was booked. It wasn't true. The day we went, there was still lots of vacancies. People said our rally was canceled.
No,
There was a couple bad apples out there that tried to sabotage the rally, and I'm sure that did have some effect as the numbers as well.
just like United We Roll, right? They said it was canceled, and they turned trucks back in
Yeah.
New Brunswick and all this stuff. Like like the rumors. Like, what are they afraid of? A better life? Are they afraid of
Well,
having
you know
a
what?
safer life?
There's leftists out there. Let's face facts. There's a lot of leftists out there, and they look. Trudeau doesn't have 99% disapproval like he should.
I know.
He's only got 51%. I mean, there's 49% people out there that were dropped on their head at birth.
Yeah.
Something
They're not
happened.
educated enough to realize what is actually going on. That's in doctrine in school, right?
Well, that's bad too. I've got grandchildren, and I got to say, I fear for their future in that respect as well, because they are indoctrinated. A lot of bad things are shoved down their throat just to make them accepting to becoming, slaves basically for the New World Order and the elite. It's since the beginning of time, the poor have been led by the rich. Money gives you the power. It's unfortunate, but it's a fact. Roman Empire, you look at any empire, even English and French Empire, kings, queens, they have the money, they rule over the citizens. We could be turning the tides around in this coming,
Can you see
and
that?
actually have citizens rule over themselves, which would be, come on. Doesn't it make sense? Don't you want your own freedom and your own future in your hands? So that's why we got to get rid of these elitists and these corrupt politicians. Liberal government's falling apart there. The ship's sinking and the rats are swimming for shore. Everybody's bailing. It's pathetic.
No, they're not bailing, Dan, because if they were bailing, they would have crossed the floor.
Some have. The ones that have.
They're setting Jody up to be the leader of the Liberals. No.
Yeah, I know. I hear you. It almost looks like it's a planned, orchestrated event. It could even be. Well, not as far as throwing Trudeau under the bus, but setting her up to be the next person. I wish she would join another party, because I would support her.
Go independent.
Well, I got to admit, she shows more fortitude than any other politician I've ever seen. Okay?
Right,
she's
but
my new
still
hero.
a liberal.
Yeah, that's the only part I don't like about her. And if she went independent, well, you know what? She could succeed, because I'll tell you something. Everybody I talk to, she's everybody's new hero. And everybody says that there's two things that I like that's being said. She's a woman. We never had that. Okay, maybe that's a breakthrough right there. Women lead by emotions. Emotions lead people in a proper and moral fashion, I believe. Right there. Another thing.
You can't do it under the Liberal.
No. Oh, no, I'm not agreeing the party. I'm telling you, don't worry. I'm not, I don't support the Liberals. There's too many. That party is corrupt beyond belief. Yeah, I agree. But as a person, I'll tell you, that's what maybe Jody should be, maybe that's what should be brought up to her attention, that she should cross the floor and join another party. Well, not even join another party, set up her own. Maybe this is what should be brought to her attention.
But Dan,
hard.
let's go back to the start of this. It was Globe and Mail that leaked it. It was her father that pushed it. So really, honestly, where in the hell does she take a stand for Canada? She doesn't. She was called out on it by the Globe and Mail.
You know where she did is, don't tell me she wasn't offered a deal. Don't tell me that there wasn't some backdoor deals offered to her. She could have easily, quite easily, been paid off and kept her mouth shut. But
But
yet, and
not the pressure from her
she got
family.
grilled for a while. You know, pardon me?
Not from the pressure of her family. Her family
I
pressured her
don't
into
know.
speaking.
Well, you know
Yep.
what?
It's her dad. It's her dad
Bottom
that
line,
pushed and
she's
pushed.
got guts. Bottom line, she has guts. That family has integrity. You know, like, sure that she's in the wrong party, but I still have to say that that woman has bigger balls than most guys I've met. How's that sound? And to have stood her ground and to have said, you know, I like her as a person. You know, I agree with you. She's in the wrong damn party. The libs are corrupt. There's beyond belief, and I don't think they all got to go. You know, really.
Every one of
Either
them.
they all cross the floor or quit the party to show
But
that they
then
don't support it. Because, you
she
know, if they stay with it.
she also signed on to the United Nations. She also signed on to the Paris Accord. And there's one more thing that's actually her bill, that it's her own bill that she put forward to destroy her own nationality. Her own bill she
I
put
know,
forward.
I
No,
know.
no, no,
Yeah.
no. Nobody
But,
could ever
but,
talk
you know,
any difference about her. No.
let's look at the
Sorry.
positive side. Maybe she's going to have a stronger voice at least, and the First Nations are going to get what they deserve, like drinking water. That, you know, I'll tell
But
you, I'm
Dad,
not
they
First
can have
Nations.
their drinking water
You know,
if we
a
all
lot of
went
people,
with
why
a.
do you care?
They would get their drinking water quicker if they went with the de jure and a
Yeah,
referendum
yeah, yeah.
and the real constitution a lot quicker than they can with a de facto government. And I can
Oh, yeah.
guarantee that right now.
Oh, yeah, yeah. No, you're absolutely right there. If you go look on the de jure page, we joined that page. We support that page. Told them respect what they're doing. You're absolutely right. Maybe that's what she should join, right? Maybe that's what she could join.
Yep.
Is you know, push the de
Our
jure
recall
government
for the
in. You know,
constitution for all
yeah,
matters.
the
We
RIC.
need our voting
Yeah,
and our veto power. She should be
yeah,
joining this party. Really.
yeah.
If she
I
if she
agree.
really loved her people or any other people and she loved her country, she would get away from that corrupt political stuff and join the
Yeah,
real
yeah,
world.
yeah. And she would be supported. I think she would
Very well
stand a
so.
chance compared to all others. You
That's
know,
right.
like I say, she showed a lot of moral, a lot of character. She showed a lot of fortitude there. Whether it was backed up by her dad or not, I wonder if I would have had the strength to stand there and say the things that she said, throw her boss under the bus. I mean, come on. It could have went the other way and ruined her political career. She could be in physical danger. Uh, there's a lot of things that come into play when you're, you know, talking about these super powerful people. I still have the utmost respect for the woman. I really do. And I don't think that there would be anything wrong with a woman, First Nations, leading this country. I don't think there'd be anything wrong with that.
Oh, I
I
don't
really,
have any
and
problems with it either, but she's got to be
yeah,
true to
yeah,
herself and true to the people.
yeah, I agree with
And
you.
me
You know, if
personally,
she was to,
she has a lot to prove that that's what she wants. Be true to
well,
herself and be true to all people.
if her family has the moral character and scruples, and they want a better Canada, you know, everybody's got handlers, it seems. Well, at
Yep.
least she's in good hands. Like the Butts guy, you know, I just got home. I can't wait to hear what he said today, because we all know that he probably tried to
He's
support Trudeau. I don't know. Did you hear what he
okay.
said today?
What's going on with Butts? He resigned so then he can actually speak at this, but he's still working in the
Yeah.
background. He is. He's still working in the background.
I'm totally surprised. You know, I'll tell you, you're probably 100% right there. I kind of thought, yeah, sure, it's not hard to resign. I mean, you can talk into a guy's ear without actually having an official position. Hey, come on.
That's right. And
I thought of
why
that
would
too.
he
I
not
thought, yeah,
why
sure,
would he
he
not swear
resigns.
under oath? He would
Oh,
not
see, I
swear
didn't know
under
that.
oath.
He did.
See?
Oh,
He's
wow.
still working behind the scene. He publicly
Yeah, yeah,
resigned
yeah.
so that he can work behind the scenes so he can go against Jody. That's it. That's all.
You know what? He should have been deemed a hostile witness right away and not allowed to even testify if that was the case. Listen, the fact is that it's almost, you can see it's orchestrated. He quits so that he can have the opportunity to testify.
That's right.
Come on. I mean, 1 + 1 is 2. And then now he doesn't want to take any oath or anything. Come on. So you're telling everybody, well, I'm going to say whatever I want to say, and if I want to lie, oh well.
Like the first thing they should
Listen,
be
they've
doing
been
is swearing
friends.
under oath.
These guys have been friends since childhood. Okay? They're best of buddies. I would do a lot for my best friends too. I have a few really, really good friends that I've known. One guy I've known for 55 years, 54 years. So I would do a lot for those people. So it is what it is, I wouldn't trust Butts as far as the spelling of his name. So anyways,
So
you
Ron
know what,
wants to
Loretta,
call in.
you know what, I'm going to, I'm reading Ron Banerjee. Okay, yeah. I know. You know what? And I respect what Ron has to say. If he wants to call in, I'm off. I've got to actually make my supper.
But I don't have another
So
phone, and I'm doing this on my phone.
okay, so let him call in. Oh, you can't let him call. Well, let him join the video like I just did.
Yeah, he could join the video.
Sure.
Just
So
that
I'm
if
going
I
to get
take
out.
a call. Okay.
I'm going to get out, and I'm going to give the opportunity to others, to speak. All right? How's that sound?
So
And I'll watch the
yours
video. I'll
is
stay on to watch.
okay. Okay, and yours is July 20th.
Go ahead. July
Okay, so
20th, Parliament Hill, from noon till 7 is when we got it booked, but I don't think we're going to start till about 2 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
Peace out. Take care.
Yeah, you do. Well, thanks, Dan. Okay, you can join in if you want. I can accept you on this live feed. I just can't take your phone call because I'm on my phone. I don't have my iPad.
Oh, he's gonna call another time.
Oh, you're going to just call to Dan or call to Dan and talk to Dan?
He can't, he doesn't have Facebook or a camera on his phone. Yeah. He doesn't have a camera or video on his phone.
Oh. Like, I don't want to upset anybody. It's just that that liberal, that whole cabinet there, I don't trust them. I could see what's going on. If she would have crossed the floor, it would have been different. But she didn't. And the only reason why she came forward, as far as I'm concerned, is Globe and Mail leaked it out. Once Globe and Mail leaked it out, the father got behind her and said, hey, you have to do something here. So they can, yeah, Sandy, they can just do a distraction all they want, but we the people want the power, right? Exactly, Ron. That's what I've been saying. All Liberals got to go. All NDPs got to go. Yes, it is, John. It is just the tip of the iceberg. We have to stay focused on what we're doing by breaking those barriers and uniting the people. We have to stay focused on what we want to accomplish, not what they want to destroy, but what we want for the betterment, right? Yes, exactly, Ron. Exactly, JP. See? She backed some bad bills and she crafted some of her own. Exactly. And that ISIS right there is a destruction onto not just the people off the reservations, it also affects everybody, including the First Nations.
Yeah, Sandy's right about that.
Exactly. Obstruction of justice instead of a political interference. See, that's a big difference. It's a play on words, right?
So they can't get the
So
RCMP
how
in.
can, if she would have said obstruction of justice, the RCMPs could have pulled in, but she didn't. So how could anybody consider her to be a hero? Nada. Not a chance. Exactly. So, you guys Google Club of Rome, because that's where all this started from with the United Nations on these agendas. And it's all there. You'll see the bloodlines, you'll see who's on top, you'll see who's for it, you'll see the destruction of the Western countries, and you'll see places where you could actually truly boycott to slow them down. I know they've already gotten millions and millions anyway. Okay, see you later, John. But if we start closing them down, go through it's Club of Rome and go through those and you'll see. And if we can start boycotting a few places where they'll have to close that place up. Yeah, Club of Rome. Research Club of Rome. And you're going to see where the United Nations came in and everything else. And you'll see the corporate multinational and bank supporting the New World Order agenda. It's all there. All there. The foundation nations of the New World Order is America, England, Israel, Australia, and China. Yes, Dan, we could support them to a point that they're starting to feel the pressure from the people. You got to remember that, Dan. The people is putting the pressure on them, right? Now that the faces of the names are coming out, but they're still not going to change. Yeah, that's the one.
I put the link in there for everybody.
All they have to do is club, that doesn't have to be in there, but Club of Rome is what they have to search.
Yeah, well, no, that's why I put it
Yeah.
the website, and they'll take them right to it.
Yeah. And they can spend a few hours, and they'll probably spend a few days in there just Googling all that, researching all that. I mean, it's all there. And then you can Google the United Nations, the agendas. I can't remember the letters to the United Nations for it, but it's all there. This club, they got together and formed it. They're using the United Nations for the takeover. Now that the United Nations are handed over by the de facto government, they believe they have more power than your own de facto government. Little information here. While we were coming back, yeah, exactly. There it is, right there. You finally loaded up the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
This de facto government, including the NDP, because they've got power in certain provinces, are spending millions and millions and millions of dollars daily to break Canada. Once they are broke, then the United Nations come in their legal mind, and they can take right over. So can you imagine if they continue spending within the they can break Canada overnight. But the United Nations is not 100% set up here yet. So we have to stop this before they do get 100%. And I think they're looking at having it done before October, because what's going to happen is Justin Trudeau is going to go to his seat on the United Nations after he resigns or leaves the Liberals. Okay, Sandi, you're coming on.
Hello, sister.
Hey, sister, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
All right.
So I woke up this morning and something told me to Google Club of Rome. And it's all right there.
Something.
All Club of Rome.
Yeah, but something just like it internally?
Yep.
Wow.
So
Have you ever heard that?
Google Club of Rome. Never heard of it before in my life.
Really?
And it's all right there, right from the beginning.
Yeah.
And that's why it's
Yeah,
right
I was
in my
aware that,
information box.
yeah. I understood
That's
that
where it
they
started
had,
from.
that they had used the United Nations, because this rabbit hole goes deep, 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 and it's evil. Very evil. That's why the Pope had stepped down.
Is he stepped down now, or is he in the process of stepping down? Yes, thank you. Club of Rome. Research, buddy.
I haven't been following the Pope. I don't lose sleep
I was told
over
that
him,
he's probably have like 3 weeks left or something.
Can I forward this? Like
Okay.
send it on to your...
Yeah, well, he's part of the Circle 9.
Yeah.
A quick thing on the...
Ninth Circle, sorry. Who you got there?
Pardon me?
Who's with
I'm
you?
at Donnie's and Suzanne's.
Oh, hi, Donnie, Suzanne.
Hi.
Hello.
Suzanne did my information packages up. She stayed up until 2:30 this morning.
Oh,
and
wow.
then this morning, bless her soul, when I told her to get this Club of Rome in that information package, because that's our That's our hard proof right there, where it started
Yeah.
from and when it started from. And then, like, I got the yellow vest Lloyd Minister charter on it because these are going locally, right? And then the next one is the de jure definition and the de facto definition, because that's what our country is in right now. And then she's got the links to facts. That's to the justice system, so they can look up some of these bills, like Bill C-75, C-69, M-103, C-89. What other bills do they have to go that's going to directly
C-89.
Yeah, I don't know what C-89 is.
I've never heard of that one.
You gave it to me.
So
Yeah,
are these
Paul,
just bills
that's what I
that?
thought. What was that, Sandy?
Isn't he going to be charged? Isn't Ratzinger going to be charged? Ratzinger, because it was
know.
reported that he was married when he was in Argentina, and they had a child. And because they're so deep into the ninth circle, I can't even say it, that they sacrificed their first child.
Right.
And then he left. And it's just he's an evil man.
But so is that Jesuit Pope.
How can you know?
And that's who he's going to get replaced by, so he's not going to be the last Pope. They got to get rid of that Pope. That Jesuit Pope is like evil, evil, evil. So, what have you been up to since I last seen you? Hi, Lynn.
Not too much. I've been making some signs and getting ready for the weekend. Looking forward to seeing you. As well.
I'm just waiting for a message back. Apparently, the de facto government in there doesn't want donations brought onto the legislative building property to be given to the homeless. So my idea was, let's think about outside the box.
I was thinking on bringing warm clothing.
Yeah, well, what I mentioned was because they don't want, we got to have insurance to collect donations. So what we were thinking about doing is having a vehicle parked off the Parliament property.
Right.
And we can fill that vehicle there. And
who's telling us that we can't? Well, who's telling us that we can't?
Something to do about insurance or something. Something to do about insurance on the property, about bringing stuff on to donate. So
something probably in the permit then.
Right. So we'll just leave the vehicle off and property, and we'll fill it.
Yeah.
So I'm just
I think there's a Save on Foods just down 109th.
Yeah, but at least,
I think there's a Save on Foods just down.
Like, we have to have a meeting place anyway, right?
Yeah.
So once we get to the meeting place, we could hand over all our donations to them. Because I'm going to buy a pack of socks to bring in. Because they're looking for socks, long johns, warm clothing. Lightly used blankets, hopefully without being in the smoker animal here, I guess.
Yeah.
Well,
so they should put them in the Renaissance. They should put them up in the Renaissance hotels.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. They're homeless. Sorry. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
But you can always think outside the box, right, Sandy? And get
Yeah,
it done. We are
yeah,
the people.
absolutely.
We don't have to pay attention to the de facto government. So there's always a way around it.
Absolutely there is. So are they looking for food items as well, or just the clothing?
I don't know. I imagine with the amount of people that's coming, it wouldn't matter what you donated, right?
Okay. Okay.
You know,
Well, I know I've got some warm clothes, and it's not only males that are homeless,
no,
females.
it's also females. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we so yeah, I'll bring in some clothing. Help them out.
Actually,
You
they
know,
want to
I
turn they want to turn all these countries into a communist world, all dictatorship. Like the working people that's working right now are going to be the starving poor because all the ones that's poor right
yeah.
now is going to be gone. And then after 10 years, people
Well, what
like
are they
us
going to do
that's
with the poor? What
they
do
will
you
just
think they're
die
going to do
off.
with the poor?
They'll just die off.
Or do you think they'll be killed off?
They might be sent to the FEMA camps. Get rid of them first.
Yeah. Well, I heard that
You know how many FEMA camps we have in Canada right now? Too damn many.
I know there's a huge one in Ontario,
In Kingston.
Southern Ontario. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Is it Kingston?
Kingston. Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Because I was looking down in the States. There's massive camps down in the States, and there's coffin boxes that can fit, like, I don't know, 4 to 6 people, 8 people maybe.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? And but I was reading that the homeless in Las Vegas and Los Angeles have been going missing,
Yeah.
and there's people that have seen them getting taken off the street and put into these white vans, and they're suspecting that they've been taken to the FEMA camps because
Right.
they've just disappeared.
Right. But that's got human trafficking. Like what they're doing right now with the invasion of Canada, they're bringing people in and they're human trafficking them. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
And now that,
Yeah.
like with the Pakistans are known for the rape and sexual assaults. The Islamics are well known for disappearing of people.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I don't.
Ontario right now is the capital of female forced suicides
Yeah.
and honor killings. Same thing, I guess.
Yeah.
They make them take
Same thing.
these pills. Yeah. Yeah. In the world, for brown women, for forced suicide. What? Jeez, it's happening
Sad,
with
ain't
our
it?
world. Yeah.
Like the Thunder Bay's
Sad.
always been the crop capital of Canada. Ever since they brought in the shipping docks there, right? And once they put the ports in, then that's when our native people start disappearing and being sold in the States for sex trafficking. I've known this for years, but because there's only one person, my voice was never heard. So when I was in Thunder Bay on United We Roll, I was talking to some people there. Like they were actually shocked that I knew that. And I said, well, I was raised in the Wabigoon area. You hear what's going on, but nobody would listen.
Yeah.
Thunder Bay's always been the crime capital of Canada. And the prejudice and the crime, like there's so many crime gangs up there.
And what
the
city is this?
Thunder Bay, Ontario.
Yeah. There was a show on today. A lady was giving her story about what happened to her and how she was assaulted and how badly she's being treated by the cops. Like,
Yeah,
it's just sick.
it is. It's sad.
And her kids are watching this.
I would like to be in
Mind you,
Thunder Bay
one
for
was,
1 month.
yeah, you'd clean.
Yeah. I would get out there and tell the truth and tell them what's going on. And, you know, you have to start someplace, right? But apparently
Yeah.
there, you can't even go to the city hall because they moved the city buses right beside the city hall. So now you really need the big time permits, and you have to tell them what you're protesting against or rallying against to see if they'll accept your permit. So because United We Roll is well known with the yellow vest now, I don't think they'll ever get a permit there because they don't want the people to unite there.
There's
Because they
nothing
don't
wrong
want
with
that crime
people
stopped, right?
walking. There's nothing wrong with people walking single file on the sidewalk. Sidewalk is
Yeah.
city property, and but we pay for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what if you're carrying a sign and wearing a yellow vest? You know, you don't need a permit for that to be on a sidewalk. But if you
No,
go
you
on their
don't.
property,
But you got to understand the crime, the deep crime in Thunder Bay.
yeah, I was
It's
talking to
that bad.
Carol. I heard the opioid problem there is really bad as well.
Yeah. Well, the ship's bringing in, right?
Yeah.
They're only like an hour or something from the border. They're not far from the border there.
Yeah. Well, there's 222 officers in a city of over 100,000. Probably 150, 117,000, I was told. And there's 222 officers. And then you have your civilians who are supposed to be answering the phones. And it's just not working.
No, it's not working.
Yeah. Are the city police are they told to stand down? Like, are they directed to stand down with these crimes?
Some of them is
if
told. Some of them is put their badge to power. They got this badge and they got the power. So they'll protect certain people, but they won't give a shit about other people. Like, for instance, that time when Buddy threw that piece, the tire iron out of his vehicle. They weren't even going to go look for him or charge him. The public got after him to be charged. You know?
Oh, is that right?
She almost lost her life. Yeah, that was only a few years ago. The public almost lost life, and the public got after him and said, "Get after him. You know the name. You got the description. Go and charge him."
Of course.
But if it wasn't for the people calling in, yeah, the trailer hitch.
And
you know,
wow,
it caused a lot of damage.
So,
almost took her life.
Yeah. So I think Thunder Bay has adopted the agendas 2030.
Yeah, very much so.
It sounds like that's what's happening.
Oh, she did die, Denise? So I guess she did die. So he got charged with manslaughter or something. But the charges were laid on him.
Yeah, and I heard that Brian is saying the RCMP, OPP, and city police are scared of the Muslims. I heard that
they're not afraid of them. They've just been told to stand down and help them as comfortable as possible because it's under that New World government, right?
Okay.
So
I was talking to a lady from Thunder Bay. And she was telling me that all the store clerks in Walmart, Canadian Tire, all these different chain stores are all Muslim women. Some wearing the hijab and some not. So, like she says, everything's being taken over by that certain group. So
They are.
yeah. Well, they're trying to set up caliphates.
Yeah, they are. They're trying to bring in the Sharia law and do the caliphates and take over and kill all the born citizens so they can take everything over. That's what they're doing.
Kill the
That's their plan.
infidels and yeah.
But they'll find out who's been born in that, and they'll send them in. Any Christian immigration will be killed off. If you're not Islam or Islamic, you ain't gonna survive this. Windsor
And I won't give up.
Windsor
I
is
will
now
not denounce God.
officially a sanctuary city.
What city?
Windsor,
What
Ontario
city?
has a couple of weeks ago. Windsor, Ontario
Oh,
is 2
yeah.
weeks ago is officially a sanctuary city.
Good Lord. Edmonton too, sanctuary city.
Yeah.
And it was like a, I don't know, 20-something-year-old counselor who pushed it, who was pushing for it to be.
Yeah.
So she's all brainwashed with that socialism crap. We really got to band together
Yeah, it
and
sure
fight
is.
hard.
Debbie, I'm going to find the link on that because 2 weeks ago it was came out as officially being a sanctuary city. That's Windsor, Ontario.
Amen, Lynn.
Just before we started the United We Roll, it came out that it was sanctuary city. And I was
Unbelievable.
mad because that's a border city.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Michigan's right there, right? And Michigan is like the place. I was told the other day that construction stopped on that big mosque up in Fort McMurray. Remember,
what?
it was supposed to be the largest mosque in North America was being built in Fort McMurray.
Right.
I was told the other day a guy was talking to his buddy up there and said that all construction had stopped, that they had run out of money.
Yeah, good.
So, our prayers are being answered, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sad. But other than
Brian,
that,
I'm afraid we are going to see a civil war in Canada.
I hope not, but I think that's where we're headed. Because nothing seems to be waking up. You like the people should be waking up in masses, and they're not. They're choosing to stay in their safe places.
Well, not only that, Sandi, there's not enough people that's doing the contact with them, like on a daily basis. Like we pretty much keep together on a daily basis with the internet because we know what's going on, right? And once these people are explaining everything, they're going to come out. A lot of them don't have Facebook and internet yet.
Yeah. Cold Lake is bad too, yeah. Talking to Helen from Cold Lake, and she said it's not good.
No.
But I think it was in Cold Lake where they cleared out the barracks there as well and moved the refugees into the barracks. I know they did it, I think it was in Trenton as well. A couple of years ago when the first planes started coming in.
Mm.
Got to stick together.
Yeah.
Nobody said
I
it was
hope
going to be
nobody's
easy.
calling anybody names here. This is an open forum, and I want to keep it civilized, so nobody should be calling nobody any names in my forum. I mean,
No,
if we
Denise.
can't sit here and if we can't just sit here and discuss things as adults and people,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I think Denise is just saying, you like call me names, but I'm still gonna,
Oh, okay.
still
Get the truth
voice
out.
my truth.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, because we're
Sometimes
called
she
names.
skips her. It just slides off my shoulder.
What's that all saying?
Water off a duck's back.
Gotcha. Yeah,
That's
I
right,
was
sticks and
raised with
stones.
sticks and stones.
Yep.
Okay, so if I want to do my 7 p.m. live, I should get off now, right? And make it 8 o'clock. This is my afternoon latte with Loretta because I wanted to get something out about the idea of about donating for the homeless on Saturday, right? And we can do we can do it. Just we got to think outside of the box for it. We just can't bring it to the legislative to hand over for donations.
Well, we can, yeah, we can keep it in our vehicles.
And then,
but
wherever the meeting place is, we can hand off without even touching the legislative property.
Yeah. Because it's as long as it stays in the vehicle, and then we pass it off either before or after.
Yeah,
you know.
I would rather.
I'm not
do
organizing it,
as we get
so
there.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'd rather do it as we get there because that way it's in their vehicle, right? And because after the rally, well, everybody might just rush home right away. Oh shit! I forgot to leave my donation.
Yeah.
And I would be the first to do that. Oh, so.
So you're coming on again tonight at 8, you said?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Yeah,
see
I always
if
seem to miss your show at. I always seem to miss your show at 9. Mornings are not good for me.
That's why you miss it because I started at 7. I started at 7.
My body doesn't start.
Yeah.
My body doesn't move.
Yeah. Because in the morning one, well, you could even do like you did today, just dump on for a half an hour or so for latte with Loretta, just, a quick one, but it ended up being 2 hours already. So I want to see if...
Yeah, you can never...
So I want to see if I can line somebody up for tonight to come on and have a special guest for everybody that'll whoa your mind away. Because they're all fighting for the same thing.
We're all fighting for the same thing. Good, bad, or indifferent, right?
No, as long as you got a heart that beats the blood and breathe the air, we're all the same.
Yeah. I don't like the infighting. Like it's taking away from our fight. Like we're in.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
We're all in for the same goals. And my point on that is it doesn't matter what you are pushing for. At the end of the day, we all are doing the same. So when the time comes that really matter, we are united as one. Because it's still
we better be standing shoulder to shoulder.
We're still breaking the barriers and talking about it and uniting the people. And like some yes is on the political stance, some yes is on resources, some yes is on different things, and Like mine is open format, whatever you want to talk about, whatever the guest is talking about, but it's more so because of the yellow vest, because we want that de jure government, right? We want to get rid of that de facto. So
Yeah.
mine's been leaning more for the lawful government instead of this corrupt.
Thanks, Dan. You too.
Thanks, Dan. Talk to you later, buddy.
Peace out.
So I'll let you guys go for now. I'll be back on at 8. I was just told by my moderator, and she's not gonna be hooking up to control the trolls. We've been very lucky and fortunate
Okay.
that really we haven't had the trolls on. So
I only have to block 8.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Well,
you
we'd
got
stand
that
up to
right,
them
Nikki?
anyway, so.
Yeah. So they got to get educated too, right?
Oh, is Nikki
Even
going
when
to
they
be there
want to come.
too?
Oh yeah, he'll be in Edmonton.
Oh, cool. I know there's a bus coming in from Saskatoon.
Well, Nikki just lives out just on the outskirts of Edmonton, so that's where he does his rallies at.
Yeah, yeah. Just west of the city.
Yeah.
But there's a bus coming in from Saskatoon
Yeah,
with
it's
a bunch
van,
of ladies that.
yeah, it's a van, and they're gonna stop pick us up in Lloyd. So we're all
Oh,
coming in
cool.
together.
Nice.
Uh-huh. No,
Good.
Nikki, I changed it to 8 because my moderator said she won't be ready until 8. And gotta control all the infighting, right? Weed out the bad apples.
Yeah, the infighting definitely has to stop. That's, at the end of the day, we all have to stand shoulder to shoulder.
Mm-hmm. Put our indifferences aside and, get rid of it, right?
Absolutely. You don't have to
see
like me, just
Calgary
listen
and
to the
Edgary's
message.
coming. Yeah. And Sandi will be there, so.
Oh, good. Yeah.
And people from Coal Lake
And I'll probably
coming
bring my daughter and grandson.
Okay.
Just because he's gonna be one of us.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna be an alpha male. I'll tell you that if
Somebody
karma has anything to do with it.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, Sandi,
Yeah.
I'll see you later.
You betcha, buddy. Talk to you soon.
Messages. Yeah. Later.
Okay, bye. Yeah, bye.
Okay, so you hear that, people? I gotta go. My phone is dying, so I gotta get some power. And see us at 8. You just got kicked out. Nah, we won't kick you out, Nikki. You're Nikki early for We the People News. How can we get rid of you that quick? Okay, adios, people. Love you.